All right. So pretty much what we're going to talk today, Armin, is just pretty much the basics of SEO, right? The absolute and obviously the steps on what it would take to go further from here, right? So pretty much it takes a lot of understanding of what SEO is and what it does and why things rank above others to understand what to do next, right? So the first thing we're going to do, because your main market is DC, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. I will go ahead and share the screen. Let's here, actually, one second. I'm gonna go ahead and find a screen I can share to. We'll go ahead and share that. All right, here we go. All right. Can you see this entire screen here?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Search bar and everything?
Search on everything.
Awesome, perfect. So I'm gonna look up Sell My House Fast, Washington, DC,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you see in here, you got a few competitors, right? You got number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for example, because you had what was your other market that you had? So you have Philly as well,
Yep.
Maryland, Virginia. Any
Yep.
specific cities in those at all in Maryland?
I guess let's do Baltimore.
Baltimore? All right,
Yeah.
perfect. Let's do Sell My House Fast Baltimore. So
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna notice a few things, right? We look up Sell My House Fast Baltimore. You see a few websites here, especially our top three people. So here's what I want to explain first on why maybe these three are ranking higher than maybe this guy down here. Is how I'm going to say this. That way you understand exactly what's going on. Um, and that way we all understand maybe what the best step of action is. So we're going to look at this guy. So his thing is on the homepage, right? His website's on the homepage. And you go through here, you kind of scroll through here. Yeah, a decent amount of text, maybe not a ton. Um, but the first thing I always look at with every single website that's ranking high, because that's the first step to this, is looking at your competitors and seeing what they have on their website already, right? Because you're
Mm-hmm.
going to see what works well. So pretty much what I'm going to do is I have this Chrome extension. You can write this down as well. It's completely free. It's called SEO Quake. And so you can go to the Chrome store, get it completely for free. And pretty much what this does is it pulls all of most of the like the keyword density, how many words they have, how many backlinks they have, everything, right? All the info you pretty much would need to know.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, this guy has 4,500 words, right? Which is
Mm-hmm.
fine. No big deal. Word count isn't going to be our biggest thing here. The biggest thing that I need to have you write down that is the biggest factor of what makes a website rank more than others. There's a lot of reasons, but this is the number one thing that I see is keyword density. And I'll
Keyword
explain what the
density.
yep, and I'll explain what this means. Um, but what as you're writing that down, keyword density is the main thing that is going to separate you from others, right? Now, while we'll go in here, we'll see sell. So basically, keyword density is if you go off of your money keyword as in meaning sell my house fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the keyword we want to rank for. So we go in
Mm-hmm.
this guy's with SEO Quake, we go in this guy's keyword density here. And we see that, okay, he has the word sell in there 31 times. And then he's got the word, let's see, trying to find house. He's got the word house is 14 times.
Okay.
And then he's got the word fast 10 times, right?
Okay.
So if we keep note of that, this is just one competitor out of the three we're going to do, right? So he has an average of say 25. It sell my house fast is in here around 25 times, right? And so we're going to keep that in mind. And we're going to go
Okay.
back to the SERP meaning search engine
Is
results
results
page.
page. Yep.
Yep. And so I'm going to go to this number 2 guy. Now this is the location page. So they keep that in mind. So it's not their main website, right? This looks like a blog post. Oh, good cash offer. We're here to help. Nope, it's not. There are 3 ways to sell your house. This one's interesting. This is very interesting. So what we'll go is I'm going to go to density again. So sell is in here 32 times. House is in here 37 times. And then fast is in here 11 times. So you could average it around, that 30s, right? That high 20s, 30s, right? So we're seeing a pattern here. Okay. So we have the first guy who was around that 25, the second guy who's around that high 20s, low 30s. Let's go to this third guy. Let's see what he's got going on for keyword density. Very well done website here. Let's see what's going on. So he has sell 38, house 37, and fast 27. So yeah, you're talking that low 30s, right? Which is all in the good range. And that's what I call the green range, right, of our keyword density. Because
Green
when we
range.
make
Okay.
our website, we don't want to go too high and we don't want to go too low than this, right? Word count isn't what my biggest concern is, because this guy has 1,200 words and our number one guy had 4,000 words. It doesn't matter what your word count is. It's more about your keyword density and also your entities and LSI keywords, which we'll get into later. So don't worry about that right now. But keyword density
Okay.
is the number one thing that I see is the biggest mistake with everybody, right? So if we
Okay.
go to this, for example, so obviously our average, we want the word sell house fast in there, roughly high 20s, low 30s. So what we're going to do is we're going to 1.5x that roughly and put it in there roughly 40 to 45 times,
So wait
right?
a minute. So you talk about the actual phrase, right? Sell
Mm-hmm.
my house fast.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So not doesn't mean it has to be together, right? It's just the
Okay.
words individually, sell
Mm-hmm.
house fast, need to
Mm-hmm.
be in there. They don't want to, we don't want sell house fast being in there 100 times, 150 times. That's too much. That's
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
not.
going to rank us well. We
Yeah.
also don't want it 10 times. We
Okay.
want it right where they're at around that. I'm safe mark would be 40 to 45 times. Just a
Okay.
little bit more than our competition. We don't want to go too little and we don't want to go too much. We want to go just a little bit better than the competition. Make sense?
Quick question.
Yeah.
So have you found that the phrase sell my house fast produces the leads that you were looking for? You know what I mean?
hmm Yep.
In
I
other
know what you
words,
mean.
like do those people are those ones who you can basically get the houses below market value from, or are the majority of leads that I guess those keywords generate are those actually like people who have like retail ready homes to go, but they rather like I
Yep.
mean,
Yep.
right? I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm
Yeah.
making sense.
No, I understand completely what you're saying. And the reason that sell my house fast is my favorite keyword to go after,
Okay.
one, because it's one that is the highest motivating keyword, right? Because if
Okay.
you notice all of the deals that I do, they all have one thing in common. They sell below market value because they have a timing problem. Obviously there's some where they have a money problem or this, that, but it all comes down to about 85, 90% of the time, they all have one thing in common. They don't have much time, right?
Okay.
They need a quick turnaround. They need something to happen fast, right? Hence the word sell my house fast. That's why I've seen some of my best deals of people looking up this keyword and finding my website, right? Just
Okay.
because of the timing aspect, because they're looking to sell their house fast. You can't find anybody who's more motivated than that. Now, we're this same website will also keep in mind this website isn't just going to rank for the word sell my house fast. It's also going to rank for keywords like we buy houses cash,
Hmm.
sell my house cash, right? It's going to have other keywords in there, so it's going to appeal to everybody in that realm of things. But sell my house fast, if you rank for that keyword, you're going to rank for a lot more as well. Um, that way, if you're ranking for this one, you're going to get the most motivated people just because of, like I said, the timing factor. So that's
Hmm.
with my experience and what I've done in this, that's what I've seen produces the best results.
Okay.
hmm
Beautiful.
And so, yeah, absolutely. So so our top three competitors, we wanted in there, just a little bit more than our competitors, right? Like I said. Now, for example, we're going to go down to, let's see this number 10 guy, see what's going on with them, right? Go to the density there. So he has sell in here 17 times,
Hmm.
house in here 27 times.
Hmm.
And then he has houses. Let's see, house is in here. Yep, 27 times. Sell house. And then we got fast. Fast is down here at 6 times, right?
Hmm.
So you can probably see that this guy is just a little bit below that spectrum, right?
Hmm.
Now, there may be other factors like backlinks and whatever, but um, the main thing that we need to focus on is on page before anything. On
Okay.
page is everything. You need
Hmm.
to get your on page dialed, absolutely
Hmm.
dialed before anything happens. Don't even worry about a single backlink. Don't even worry about anything else until your page, by I mean on page, everything on your page
Yep.
physically is
Got you.
perfect, right?
I got you.
So this is a great example of showing, okay, this guy's a little bit less. I'll do one more example here. Let's check out this guy. Let's see if he's off. So sell 34, house 42. Let's see if he's got fast in here. So he's got about 16. Yep. So he's not very far off. So in this guy's case, it may be a backlinks problem. It may be maybe he doesn't have as many entities or LSI keywords. There's a lot of factors that go into it, but density is, my opinion, like I said, the first problem. So if we have a density problem, it's an everything problem, right? In SEO, you need to start from the beginning and go all the way down, right? First thing is keyword density, and the rest comes after that, right? And then on my list, I will say that backlinks is my last problem, right?
Okay.
It's the very
Okay.
last problem that I'm dealing with. Everything is on
Interesting.
page. And so that's what a lot of beginners, including myself, thought as well, is that, oh my gosh, I need backlinks. I need 1,000 backlinks, not today, yesterday, right?
I'm gonna be
And
honest with you.
it's
That's literally what I try to figure out how to do. You know what
right,
I mean?
because for a lot of these SEOers, it's the biggest moneymaker for them because backlinks are expensive if you buy the expensive ones. But I have ways
Hmm.
where it does not make it expensive. There's a
Hmm.
lot of ways that can do that, but it's such a moneymaker. So they market it so much that, hey, you need backlinks, right? You see those ads and all this stuff. Um, but what they don't tell you is that on page is everything, right? So what we're gonna have to do is I'll go through here. So we've seen our keyword density, we've seen everything like that. So
Yeah.
to start your website, so do you have Carrot already, or is that something that you are looking to acquire here pretty soon?
I don't have carrot yet. No.
Okay, which is fine because you don't have to use Carrot. I like to use
Hmm.
Carrot. It works very well. It makes it very easy. You can also
Hmm.
use WordPress and things like that, right? So when you get this site set up, say you use Carrot or whatever, um, you're going to go in here and you're going to analyze your competition, right? Just like we did with the keyword density.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to show you that first example of showing why, maybe on page wise, they're ranking better than others. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check out their backlinks. So I'm going to see, and I have SEMrush. So this does show me this.
Hmm.
It's $130 a month. You don't have to pay for that. There's free, if you
Yeah.
look on Reddit or other forums, there's free services all over. So if you go to this guy, we're going to talk about analyzing backlinks.
Hmm.
So this guy, let's see once it loads here. So he's got a lot of no follows, things like that. So he's got 234 backlinks,
Hmm.
79 referring domains. So referring
Hmm.
domains referring to each individual page that it has links on. And do you know, I guess to start previously, a backlink, like are you familiar? You sounded a little familiar with what it is.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so perfect. So each individual link on that page is the backlink, but the actual page itself, that's a referring domain. So if you go to, like, for example, let's go to one of these guys, the business.time, right? This article, right?
Hmm.
So this is an article. This whole page itself is a referring domain.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
these little itty bitty links in here, these are the
Those are
ones that
backlinks.
those are the backlinks themselves,
Right.
right?
Right.
Now, what I've seen is more important is the referring domains, right? Instead of more quantity, you want more quality, right? With backlinks, that is the name of the game. You don't,
Hmm.
just because this guy has 234 backlinks, I guarantee you some of his competing competitors have more than him, right? Um, and there's a reason for that because his on page is probably better, right? And he doesn't need as much backlinks to rank, where all these guys maybe have to shove so many backlinks for it. Because the main thing is like we talked about before, SEO is literally just the idea of showing Google that you are the most relevant and credible website for each individual keyword, right? Relevancy meaning everything on your page, credibility meaning all the backlinks, maybe some social media setup, maybe a Google My Business setup, right? And the quality of the credibility, right? So each individual link, I would rather have you have one link from an 80 page authority score than have 230 of 1 to 5 page authority score, right?
Right. Of course.
So that's going to be more powerful. So we have that there. So what I'm going to do is understanding that, so then I'll see what this guy has for backlinks quick, just see what we're working with. So this guy was sell your house fast. Okay. House fast. So he's got 15. To this
Hmm.
specific page, he has 15 links or so, it looks like. If SEO Quick was accurate. Not very powerful. But keep in mind, this is a sub page, so it's not his
Hmm.
main domain. If you go to his main domain, it looks like he probably has, oh, interesting. Probably has roughly the same. So
Hmm.
400, so he's got more than his competitor, right? And that tells you one thing, 109 referring domains and completely more than that number one guy. There's something that this first guy is doing better than him, right? Probably, and what I'm seeing is probably better on page. And obviously, this guy is using his home page, and this guy's using a sub page, which a home page is going to be much, much more powerful.
How do you know it's a sub page? Because it says sell your home fast.
Yep. So it
Well,
has this little tab right here showing that
okay.
it's not the main. Because if we go to his main domain right here,
Ah, okay. I see. Okay, I see.
this
Okay,
is
I
his
found it.
main homepage,
Yeah,
right?
I got
And
you.
so the one thing I will tell you for sure, too, in a market like this, especially Baltimore, most of your competitors are going to be trying to rank with their homepages, right? Most of them.
Hmm.
Now, doesn't mean it's impossible to rank at the top without a homepage, but what you need to do is structure your website. So you need to find, okay, this is my favorite backyard market, whether that's DC, anywhere in Virginia, Baltimore. You need to find your top city and put your homepage as your top city because you're losing that power when you use a location page. Not that you can't rank without it, just makes it a little bit more difficult to rank
Hmm.
with a location page rather than a homepage. Does that make sense?
No, of course,
Because
absolutely, yeah.
the way the structure works, the main domain is the big papa here, right? It needs to feed its kids and all of his cousins and family members, right? Big papa's up here. This is the main domain. This is all the subpages, right? And
Hmm.
so they just feed power from the main domain. So that main domain is going to be much more powerful if you're trying to rank for a specific city. So keep that in mind. And then
Hmm.
so what we'll do here is as far as making your content. So now we've covered why things rank better than others, right? Now we need to be like, okay, well, I have my keyword density. So does that mean I just put sell my house fast in there 40 times and call it a day? No, that's not the case. And so what we do is you pretty much then you analyze your competition. So this is something I would keep note of this. What I would definitely keep note of is you need to keep track of a few things. Word count,
Word
right?
count, okay.
Obviously, so word count. This is obviously we need to keep track of keyword density, like I talked about. So we'll keep track of keyword density for sell house fast. The second thing is word count. Then the next thing, I also use this free extension called SEO Marketing Syrup. It's completely free. And you go into the headings, right? And I'm on the wrong page here. One second. And then so you got to be on the page to use it. Um, you go to the headings. And then I like to call them optimized headings, right? So I like to look at these headings and say, okay, how many of these headings are using the keyword sell house fast, right? Like with what we did with the keyword density, you want to count how many headings they have that are using that. Sell fast, sell for cash. I'm counting this as one, right? Buys houses like yours. And now it doesn't have to be the keyword sell house fast. It can be any motivating keyword like who buys houses in Baltimore or cash,
Hmm.
we buy houses. So this one, I will count this one as well. We buy houses in Baltimore. We buy houses in Baltimore. This is all. So that's five. I'm not going to count builders. Six, right? So he's got six headers that are optimized, meaning they include keywords. We'll keep that in mind because that also does factor into our SEO as well. Then you go to links. You go to internal links. Okay. What is it linking to? Okay, let's see this. Does it have location pages? FAQ, terms and conditions. And basically what I like to look for is any internal links. So internal links meaning they are linking to their own pages that they already own, right? So if you
Okay.
notice, this is their own, they're linking to their own sub pages. So
Yep.
charmcitybuilders.com/contact, right?
Hmm.
All of these pages they own. And I
Hmm.
also like to look for, okay, is there any optimized internal link anchor text? Anchor text meaning the highlighted text that displays when you click the link,
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
anchor text.
Hmm.
Is that optimized for keywords? This guy looks like it doesn't. Okay, so it's not going to matter here. External links. These are links that are linking to websites they don't own. So these are reviews right here that he's linking to on his Google page, I assume.
Hmm.
So there's nothing optimized there, so we don't have to worry about it. And then I like to go to images. right? So
Hmm.
this is the fourth thing that I like to keep track of is alt text, right? So alt text is, and I'm not sure how familiar you are with alt text, Herman, but it's pretty much if you have an image on Google, they almost want you to describe it like if you were to display a picture to a blind person. They want you
Okay.
to describe it and say, what does this picture entail of, right? Well, what a lot of people don't know is that that's what's called alt text, but it helps your SEO ranking if you put in keywords. Like, so for all of my alt text, I put in sell my house fast, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, sell my house fast, Oklahoma City. Well, you got to keep it niche local to your area, right? But you put in these keywords like sell my house, Baltimore, sell my house fast, Baltimore, we buy houses, Baltimore. And you go in and you change the alt text for all of your images. And in Carrot, they make it easy, and they also do in WordPress. You click on the image, and it's a little label called alternative text. And you go in
Hmm.
there and you type in keywords, and that literally keywords you're trying to rank for. Sell my house fast, Baltimore, we buy houses, Baltimore. All these, and it's going to help your ranking just a little bit, especially if your top competitors aren't using it, right?
Hmm.
And so it's going to give you just a little bit of an advantage, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then the fifth thing I would look at is schema code. So clearly this guy has quite a bit of schema code here. Breadcrumb list, and I'll go to explaining. I'm just going to check out what he has here before I go into explaining it. So how it works, sell your property, FAQ, about us, contact, webpage. It's basically what schema code is this guy has more than most. But what it is it's essentially putting in a code that Google is like, hey, if this is a page that's a local business, add this schema code and it'll let us know that, hey, this guy's a local business. Or, for example, he has this in here where it says how it works. They have different schema codes where it says, where Google's like, hey, if this is a how it works page, please let us know and put this code into the website. That way that we know it's a how it works page. So that way Google understands when you put the schema code in the website, it understands what type of web page it is and how they should treat it, right? So that's why
Hmm.
if your competitors don't have schema code, there's a definite advantage there because now you have that advantage of telling Google, hey, this is the local business, like this is what we're doing, you know? And so
Hmm.
basically just waving up your hands like, hey, I'm in line, like I'm trying to rank. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's what's cool about it. So schema code, that's the fifth thing I'm looking for. So
Hmm.
what you're going to do is you're going to go to your top three competitors for that city. Sell my house fast, whether you want to rank for Baltimore, DC, or whatever it may be. You look up those five things: keyword density, um, headings, uh, links, or internal, external links, images, and schema. That's all the on-page stuff you want to look at first, right? You just want to, this is competition analysis, keep in mind. Now, those first three people, you want to average out. Okay, how many of each thing do they have, right? Because once you know that, you're going to have your entire map of like, okay, I literally need this many words on my site, this many, I need to say sell house fast this many times. I need to have this many links in here, this many external links, this many alt text images. You get the gist, right? You literally just set yourself the blueprint of what the SERP likes, right? You set the blueprint of Google clearly likes, for Sell My House Fast Baltimore specifically, likes this type of website. So why not make one like it, right? So that's exactly what we're going to do right away. Second thing we're going to do before we start writing our content is you're going to go in here, and this is a little hack that I have, right? So what you do is, let's see here. So I'm going to click on this guy, and what you're going to do is you're going to literally copy and paste the entire thing,
Hmm.
right? And this is a little tool. It's completely free. You're going to go to TextRaiser API. So it's called textraiser.com. You can literally use the demo. You're going to delete all of this. And
Hmm.
what this is going to do is this is going to pull all of the entities. And once I show you what these entities are, it'll kind of show you a little bit more of what I'm talking about and what entities are. So with keywords, while this is processing with keywords, essentially Google treats these keywords because obviously you don't want sell my house fast in there 150 times, right, to rank.
All right.
Google likes it. Okay, so the keyword density is it needs to be in there around 40 times. Okay, well, I still need, 15, 2,000 more words. What the hell am I going to do there? So then you got to look at it like this, like a tree. So My House Fast Baltimore is at the top of that tree. Under the tree is branches and little spiders of other keywords related to that keyword. And those are what we call entities and LSI keywords, right? And basically what TextRaiser does is if you copy and paste your competitor's website into this software completely free, it'll go and pull all of the entities here. It'll pull all of the entities that your competitors are literally using. And I'm sure you can pick up on this. Property, FAQ, cash, Baltimore, cash, sales, property, cash. Don't worry about ones like random ones like email, property, property value, privacy policy, marketing, text messages, brand name, auto dialer,
Okay.
property, but you get the gist, right? Those
Mm-hmm.
are all entities, and you want to pull these entities and put them in your content, right? That's what you want to go ahead and do, is put them literally in your content and have it in your text within reasonable doubt, like with as many times as possible, right? But you don't want to make it spammy, right?
Of
And
course not. Yeah.
this isn't the only way to do it. Also the second thing I like to do to find entities and LSI keywords is you type in Somehow Fast Baltimore again. You're gonna go to images, and right up at the top here, this is Google literally telling you, hey, this is what we like, and this is what's related to this keyword, right? So you're gonna go in here and
Okay.
you're gonna write all of these down:
Okay.
mortgage, realtors, homeowners, repairs, real estate, closing costs. You want these words in your content, right? And you want them uh, to be in there, included, because it makes sense, because closing costs related to Sell My House, your house repairs and all that stuff, right? It's related. And I write all of these down, right? And then I do the same thing with a couple other keywords like We Buy Houses
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore, home buyers,
Mm-hmm.
property by Property Pro, Baltimore, Maryland, investment, houses, signs, pro solution, sell, realtor, write all of those down. And then I also go to a different variation, cash home buyers, right? These are obviously, take out other companies like other competitors, but other ones like realtors, Maryland, estate agent, Baltimore County properties, you want to include those in your content. So then that's what I like to do. That's the second thing I like to do, is what actually putting in my content that I like to do. So I'm going to go back to Sell My House Fast Baltimore. Go to all. This is the third thing I like to do.
How do you know all
These
this
are
shit, man?
hey man, a lot of experience and a lot of screwing up, man. That's what it did. So it's just you figure things out as you go, and no, it's crazy. I don't even know, to be honest, but this is building a lot of websites and dealing with a lot of competitors. That's how you do it.
Mm.
But so right here, so this is the third thing. You're gonna go here and notice, if you look in the SERP, I don't know if you ever noticed this before, but you have these little highlighted words that are
Yeah.
showing you, hey, sell, Baltimore, quick sale, right? Buy houses. This is pretty much Google telling you, hey, this is what we like about this website and why it's ranking, right?
Mm.
And literally, that's what it's doing. That's exactly what it's telling you for this exact SERP. So what you do is you pull out this notepad. You can pull out a free Chrome extension, like this is a client I was doing for in Oklahoma City, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
can go in here and you literally just write down all these little LSI keywords. Like this one was, I have a client in Tampa. These are all the ones I pulled from the SERP, right? It's just these words right here: buy houses, Tampa fast, selling.
Wait. So these words are the ones that are highlighted in the SERP, or are these words when you went to images and
So both of them. So
both of
these
them?
these
Okay.
words these words specifically, these were from the SERP specifically. So like right here
Okay.
where I have it pulled up, or just the highlighted words,
Mm-hmm.
that's this list.
Okay.
This list is from the images right here. We buy houses, cash home buyers, buy my house, right?
Okay.
That is from the images, and then these were from all the other competitors. These were all the
Mm-hmm.
entity competitors for my other clients,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I pull all the stuff, but then what you do is you go down and you pull all of these little highlighted words and you keep note of them. I would just go down to the first page. That's all
First
that's
page. Okay.
relevant. Yep.
Okay.
Go through the first page, and then you do the same thing we did with the images, right? We buy
Mm-hmm.
houses, and do the same thing there,
Okay.
right? Go through here. do the exact same thing. And then you also are going to do the same thing with cash home buyers, right? You want to do the same exact thing
And I'll
as
just write down
well.
the words that are obviously highlighted.
Yep, the words that are
Okay.
highlighted, right?
Okay.
So then you keep track. So right now, what we've pulled LSI and entities keywords are from the images, from our competitors, and also from the SERP itself, right? Those are the best three ways to pull them. And that is what's going to make your content, right? That is what you're going to put in your paragraph content, and making sure that your keyword density is also fair, but putting that in your content and actually getting it to rank, right? So that's the first thing, because that's arguably the most important step here, is building your actual page and writing the actual content. That's the most important part, in my opinion. So what I like to do is I like to pull like all the LSI keywords that we're sitting in here, right? Cash, Baltimore, home buyer, Baltimore cash, right? These LSI keywords that I specifically pull from the SERP, I like to make all of my headings from words from this, right? And reason being is just because of how powerful it is, right? And the way it is because we've already pulled our competition analysis of how many headings our competitors have, what their keyword density is, and how many words are on their page. Basically, what you do is they're like, okay, so say that our competitors, I'm not saying this for sure, let's say that 2,600 words is your average competitor. Out of all three of them, you divided it by three. 2,600 is the average, right? And then say that the average is 15 headings, right? So literally, I have a calculator. I have
Mhm.
2,600, and I'm going to divide it by 15 headers. That's how many words you need per paragraph. Quite literally, it's that mathematic where okay, so I need 173 words a paragraph. Now you don't need to be exact, right?
Mhm.
But it's something where you now have a general idea. Okay, I need to have 15 headings with 100 at around 170 words each paragraph, and making sure that I use entities and LSI keywords that we already pulled in my content, and I should be good to go, right?
Hmm.
Now that's the actual content, right? There's a lot more that goes into it with internal linking, external linking, alt text, and stuff like that we talked about, right? It all comes together while also having a Google My Business page, which is very simple to set up, and having maybe a little bit of social media added to it. So not that you have to post on social media, it's just
Mhm.
having a social media for your company, linking the website there. And that's really basic, right? That will get you at least on the first two pages. So the top 20, that right there without a single backlink will at least get you in the top 20, at least at a minimum. And so that's what I love about SEO is this is something where don't need a ton of money to do it. You don't need any of that stuff. It's just something that um, you just got to
Requires
take your
effort.
competitors and beat
Yeah.
it. It's literally effort. And that's why so many people just push it off because they want to go for the pay per lead. They want to go for the mailers. They want it because it's easy, but you have to
Mhm.
spend a ton of money doing it, and they're not willing to wait. Right. Which I get it. It's hard because I've been in that stage where like, man, like business isn't doing well, and then there's a lot of
Mhm.
people out there who are trying to get deals. Right. But with this, that's what's nice is yes, it is cheaper, but it does take a lot of time. It does take a lot of work, right? And that's obviously where I come in with all my clients, right? Because they're in the boat where they're like, man, I just want to spend time trying to get deals, and I don't want to do it. Like this is way too confusing for me. But high achievers like you, Herman, like this is where you're gonna do well, is because
Mhm.
it doesn't cost very much to do this. It costs a lot when you try to hire somebody else to do it, but some people that works well, right? And
Mhm.
it just depends on what you want for a return on your time, for what money you want to put in, right? If you have more
Right.
money than time, go ahead and hire somebody. But if you have
Of
more
course.
time than
Yeah.
money right now, got to doing it yourself if you're able to and you understand it is the way to go. So
Mhm.
props to you on that. But right now, yeah, that's like the best way to plan of action, and actually pulling your competitors and what you want to put in your content actually on your page, right? Now writing the content, very simple. You go to chat GPT, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you can literally, like for me, it's something where I'll say, because what's your company name?
It's the OREI group.
Okay, the REO. I mean introductory paragraph about the
The Yep, OREI group. The space OREI group.
OREI group. who buys houses in Baltimore. Oh my gosh. Baltimore for cash, including these keywords. And I'll just pull some entities from one of my clients here, but say that this is a competitor stuff, right? You go in here and you'll go in here, and these are all locations. Probate, realtor, Florida. Oh, that's got Florida in there, but we'll ride with it. We'll just go like this.
Mm-hmm.
These are all key entities that our competitor had. So now it says the Ori Group is a trusted real estate investment company that specializes in buying houses for cash in Baltimore. Whether you're dealing with a probate, facing foreclosure, or foreclosure, or simply want to sell your home quickly, right? It's literally you're adding natural keyword density without even knowing it, while also having really quickly putting in your paragraph content, right, for your website. This is the best way of doing it. You literally pull all of your entities, LSI keywords, and everything from your competitors. You see, okay, how many headings do I need? How many words do I need? What does my keyword density need to look like? Set your blueprint, write your content, including those keywords with ChatGPT, and bang, you have all of your content, right? Very, very, very simple, but not easy, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's that's literally what SEO is. As long as you stay within the numbers, you're perfect. Now there's a lot of things in SEO that can factor, right? Obviously, if your on page is perfect and you're still not ranking, then yes, you do need backlinks, right? And that's why I like to say it's the last thing I look at. Everything else has to be perfect, right? And so then usually what I like to do, so then I'll go to one of my clients here, like putting them on blast here, but this is one of my clients. So we'll go here. I have their website. And then pretty much they have all their locations. They have their page in here. They have different locations here, different blog posting here. So the first thing that I like to show is you write your content, get it designed by somebody, right? You can design it yourself. You can go on Fiverr. You can go on Upwork. There's multiple people who can design the site for you. Oh, and that's the least of your worries is designing it. Just spend as little as time as possible worrying on that because it's a pain in the ass. It takes forever. So, and it's very cheap to hire somebody to do it. So go ahead and do that. You get it designed, and in that process, you want your second step after you make your page is you want to start writing supporting content. What do I mean by that? You want to answer, and this is something to write down too, is you want to answer basically all the questions, meaning who, what, when, why, where, how, do, does, right? Or just you know how they say back in kindergarten when they talk about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The who, what, why, when, where, how, or whatever. You want to answer all of those questions with a simple blog statement saying like, who buys houses for cash in Baltimore? Um, how how can I sell my house fast in Baltimore? Like literally very, very, very basic, frequently asked questions that somebody would ask. Because what's going to happen is then you're gonna link to those that supporting content at the bottom, right? You're gonna link and be like, okay, this is our supporting content. What Google is gonna show is that pretty much when you have supporting content for that page and you and each one of these blogs, you go ahead and you link back to the homepage. It's like we handle tax lien. Handling how do PDCO home buyers simplify selling your home? Handling tax liens. So in here, there's a link. I don't remember where I put it exactly. Sell quickly, right here. So you go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and you put a link back to their homepage, right? And what that tells Google is, okay, so he's writing supporting content for this page. So he's trying to get this page ranked. So that's the second thing that I would do after you finish your content, after you get it designed, you get all that stuff, write write blog pages. And by blog pages, I don't mean like carrot blogs that they automatically pop out for you. You want to go to like you want to make it like this, like tax lien, right? You want to make it an actual sub page, not just
Mm-hmm.
where it says blog and then a sub page. Make it
Mm-hmm.
an actual page because that will rank. Because then what's going to happen is if Google actually ranks that, then it's going to just make your chances of going higher better. Because Google definitely, I will say from all my experience, that having supporting content. If you look at all the top dogs, they all have supporting content, every single one of them. And that's the second thing is what I like to do after we actually do the most important thing, which is making our content. We now do the second most important thing and make supporting content, right? And link it back to that page, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
you have your page. You have your main homepage you're trying to rank for Sell Your House Fast Baltimore. Then you have your supporting content trying to linking back to that homepage. Talking about the different types of ways you can sell your house faster ball or whatever. And so then after that, it doesn't get it's more of like a waiting game, because now what you want to do is you have all that set up. Your design looks perfect, your on page is perfect. Now what you need to do is you need to go and you need to start adding your internal links, right? So it's all designed, you all have this stuff. You want to start adding your filler pages. So how it works, compare, testimonials, they like to see that, right? You want to add in some very basic filler pages, very easy. You don't need anything special
All
at
right.
all. So add in your filler pages. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go in. And so then we have our design GMB set up. Then you're going to go in and you're going to also change all of your alt text. Now, what I mean by that is you go here, alt text. So just like what we talked about before, you go to your alt text and see how it says, sell my house fast Fayetteville, sell my house fast Fayetteville, we buy houses
Mm-hmm.
Fayetteville, buy my house. You want to go in and change your alt text, right? So you want to go ahead and do that right after you start doing what you were previously doing. And then what you want to do is so then you have all of your stuff, your supporting content linked, then you have your filler pages, then you have the alt text set up. You want to go ahead and link either your Google My Business page or your location, right? Go ahead and link your location in the bottom. And then obviously you're linked to your blog pages already. Then after that, all that is done. And then you go ahead and then you're going to do your meta titles, right? So for example, we're going to go to SEO Quake. Oh, it didn't pop up on the page that I wanted to. So this is what, I don't know what this is. Let's see. Here we go. So you want to go ahead and change your meta title
Mm-hmm.
to either Sell My House Fast, or We Buy Houses Cash. This is the title that's actually going to show up on Google. This is very important. You
Mm-hmm.
want to change it to either We Buy Houses Cash, sell your house fast for cash in parentheses, or however you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no cookie cutter way. You want to go ahead and change that so that it's actually trying to rank the keywords you want. And then the meta description. This is a description where we pulled those little bolded LSI keywords. This is the description that is under your meta title, right? And so you want to make sure that you're appealing to those keywords as well. Looking to sell your house fast in Fayetteville, Arkansas? Question mark. Get a fast and free cash offer for your home. We buy houses fast for cash, right? And so you want to go ahead and do that. And that's what we do there as well. So then we have that. We have the meta titles. We have the alt text. We have the filler pages. We have the blog content. Now what you want to do is create your location pages, right? So if you want to do some location pages around Baltimore, so you're going to go here. I'm going to go to a map. And you know the area better than I do. But you want to
Mm-hmm.
rank for these location pages like Sell My House Fast Essex, whatever these towns are. I'm not very
Mm-hmm.
familiar
Mm-hmm.
with Baltimore, but you go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and like if you go to Sell My House Fast Pikesville, let's see what it says here. Sell My House Pikesville, Maryland. Notice how there's some location pages here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say your house Pikesville. So all of your competitors are using location pages, so you might as well too, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so go ahead and you make all of your location pages for as many in your area as you can, right? And then what you do is you then go link to them again, right? You go link to them again to all your locations, right? And then once you have that set up, my man, you're pretty powerful at that point, right? At that point, everything is dialed. You have all of your external links to your locations, to your blog pages, and also with externally linking, you can link. So up here, I have socials linked. You have your Google business page linked. You have all that stuff. And then in here as well, I'll go ahead and I'll add in. So like Fayetteville, Arkansas, I'll go ahead and add in, 3 to 6 external links related to the area, right? So like in here, I put the city page, I put the Chamber of Fayetteville in here. I put, I think this one was Zillow. Yeah, Zillow. Then I have realtor.com. And then I have, just a few other like related to the area, right? That's the last thing you want to do. You have all those links set up. You have everything like that. And then pretty much, sorry, phone call here. Go. And then once you have that, my man, you have all your external links, you have all of your images, alt text, I mean, the whole 9 yards, right? You have all of that. Hopefully you did everything correctly. Your keyword density now matches up. You have everything you can in there. You have all your links, everything like that. Now it's more of just, okay, now we did all the hard part. If your on page is perfect, now we can start adding some backlinks, right? The first things we want to add that most people overlook. Now, there's different types of backlinks, and this is the very foundational backlinks that you want to add right away, and nothing else outside of this. You want to add directories.
Yeah.
You want to add citations,
I think
and
I
then you
started with
want to add
citations, I think.
what's that?
I think I started with citations, like
Perfect.
Yellow Pages.
Yep.
Yeah.
That basically what directories and citations are is Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, Yelp, all those free ones. Go ahead and get all the
Hmm.
free ones. And then you can also go add Web 2.0s. That's what I like to
Hmm.
call them. Basically, Web 2.0 is basically where if you made a WordPress site where it says, sellmyhousefast.wordpress.com, you can go and buy these anywhere. It's very cheap. You can pay a VA to do them. Very easy. But what I would say with backlinks is you don't want to go so many so quick. You want to just ease into it, right?
Right, yeah,
Let
because
Google
Google don't like it's too fast.
they
Right.
they hate that. Yeah, so you don't
Hmm.
want to link velocity is what gets your website, boinked off the stuff. So it's one of those I'm just getting phone calls like crazy now. But it's one of those things where yeah, link velocity is what's going to hurt you. So you just want to ease into it. While you're letting your on pages build its way slowly organically up, add some citations, add some Web 2.0s, add some directories, and also press releases is the number 4 thing that I would add in there. And very easy as well to do those. Um, Press releases there. So then we're good. But yeah, otherwise, after that, it's more of just a waiting game. And after that, that's where you get into the very technical SEO. That's when you start adding, assuming your on page is perfect, start adding some very more severe backlinks like guest posting, and other white hat backlinks, and then if you need to get into black hat backlinks because your competitors are doing all the black hat, then so be it. But very rarely, assuming your on page is perfect, assuming you have the citations, directories, press releases, and Web 2.0s, most of the time I have seen people rank. I've never seen anybody who had to get farther than that, right? I've had to get farther than that with other industries, but especially in the real estate world, there's not a lot of industries where I've seen that people have had to get farther than those steps right there, right? So as long as you do that perfectly, you're golden. You're completely golden, man. I mean, it's literally you just follow those steps just exactly like I showed you. You're perfect.
Hmm.
You're gonna
Huh.
have a good website, man.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. Can we run my website through SEO real quick? So I mean,
Yeah,
and then like break
absolutely.
down basically like, okay, Herman, this is some bullshit. This is like, you know what I mean?
100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the URL for you?
Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you. It's right here. Boom.
Right. Let me check this. All right, nice. Oh, very nice looking. So, all right, so let's check this out. I'm just gonna store it. Right. So let's go. Is this indexed that you know of? Index meaning like does Google display it on anywhere for any keywords? Like are you on the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th page, 4th page? Have you
I
tried to
doubt it,
look?
to be honest.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to check. Sell house.
Okay, I'll see what's going on.
Yep. Dude, yeah, there's no reinventing the wheel, right? Right? Is
Mm,
so you see your keyword density. I know
hmm.
right now where the
Hmm.
first problem is, right? The first problem I always
Yeah.
look is keyword density. It's too
Hmm.
low, right? Now it's just a matter of okay, so our keyword density is low. Okay, that's no problem. Now it's just a matter of after that optimizing our content, right? Sell my house cash, Washington D.C., right? This I would shorten up. I would take the
Hmm.
company name out.
Okay.
Fair cash offer properties, cash buyers. That's fine. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this I would caution from, just because you want Google to understand that this is a commercial website, not an informational website. They see every website differently, pages that is, that this is trying to rank for commercial keywords. But right now, when you have like questions like this, why sell your house to REF group? If you live in DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia, you're making it an informational page at that point,
Mm-hmm.
right? So then Google's gonna be like, oh, so is this a blog page? Like, what is this? Confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing I'll say about this heading, you have 3 different locations in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to optimize each individual page for that specific location, right? So if you want to target these 3 areas, I would highly recommend you making 3 separate pages for each location. Because just like we talked about, when we're analyzing our competition and we see all the entities, all the LSI keywords, all that stuff, you want to make that page hyper specific to these locations, especially since these are very competitive. Baltimore, Philadelphia, DC, very competitive areas. They're going to have their on page dialed, right? You need to make sure that each individual page is dialed with LSI keywords, entities, and your keyword density, alt text, and other headings as well. So that's what I do. So like, for example, like if we go to my, like this guy, sell your house fast in Fayetteville, Arkansas, right? You can see probably where the difference lies. We buy houses cash in Fayetteville, sell your house cash to the company.
Mm-hmm.
As whatever. We buy houses cash. So here's a heading. And then this is an introductory paragraph full of
Mm-hmm.
entities and LSI keywords. Your local buy houses company. Notice how it's specific to this city, right? And then this is also another paragraph. We will buy your house in Fayetteville, right? Sell your house fast, pay no closing costs without realtor. To local cash home buyers. Northwest Arkansas. And the reason we had Northwest Arkansas because that was an entity, right? Google liked to see the sites that had the words Northwest Arkansas in their site on their site, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then you have Sell My House Fast in Fayetteville, local We Buy Houses Fayetteville investment firm, more links to a little double power to the blog pages. We buy Northwest Arkansas property quickly, simple cash offer investors and you get the gist, right? And so I'm sure you can see because your competitors in Baltimore, you look those guys up, they all had an average of 40-ish times they had sell their house fast in there. Not only that, but their word count was significantly higher, and I think yours is around 17, so 4,500, or yours was around 700.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have this is around 1,700, right? And this one I think was 1,200 if I remember right. Yep, 1,281. So that it just gives you, like, it's very simple, like I said, but not easy. Check your keyword density. Make sure when you write your paragraphs and your headings, make sure they're using entities and LSI keywords, but you want to also compete with your competition by using that blueprint. So you make that blueprint with the keyword density, the competition analysis fully with the Chrome extensions I showed you, with the headings, the links, the schema text, the alt text. I promise you, it'll literally give you the blueprint. If you average all of them out, we're like, okay, this is literally what I need on my site using these words, right? You create that, you're gonna have a great web page.
Mm-hmm.
But I think right now, yeah, it just needs some love, man. It just needs some love. It's something where just fix up your headers. Start with your headers
Mm-hmm.
first, and
Mm-hmm.
then make your content through that. Obviously, after you do your competition analysis, right? So like right here, I'm putting sell my house cash, Washington DC, taking out this, and then I'm putting sell
Mm-hmm.
your house fast in DC, right? And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna put, instead of reasons homeowners sell, I'm gonna put we buy houses cash DC. I'm gonna make these headings very hyper specific, and then because these graphics are great, right? Awesome testimonial, everything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
we just need to have more paragraph content in there with more related keywords, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then let me go ahead and pull your page info here. So your meta title, we should probably change that to sell my house fast, DC, and then maybe parentheses, sell your house cash, get a fair cash offer on your properties. Make this more local to DC, right? get a fair cash offer
Okay.
for your home in DC, right? And then if we go to our alt text,
And I could change it on the back end in WordPress, right?
yep, you can. Yep, you can do this all in WordPress too. So then our alt text, we need to just add some there for our keywords. Simple there. And then also see here your internal and external links. So your links, you have internal links. Okay, so this is good how it works. Testimonials, contact. I would make sure to have supporting content 100%. It's another thing. Make sure you have your blog pages in there related to DC, right? And then right here, yep, this is just other people, but I would probably link to other DC sites like the city of DC or the Chamber of Commerce and like other related external links, right? And then let's see here. I'm trying to
So
look
wait a
through.
minute. So about those external links, like I guess I mean I'm asking in a literal sense, like where would you put those external links?
Great question. I
Or
like
like
to
how would
usually
you
just
incorporate those?
right. I just like to put it so like if you were to go in here and say like
Hmm.
on this paragraph, like on my other client, like in here, I like to just put the location, Fayetteville, Chamber of Fayetteville, and put it. I
Okay.
I like to put 3 to 6 and just add it in the body content, if that makes sense. So
Hmm.
it's yeah, it's very I wouldn't overthink it. Just simply
Okay.
just go off the location and then link do like 2 to 4 or 3 to 6 um related to your specific hyper city. That way, because Google's gonna see those external links and be like, oh, okay, so this guy's very unique. He's linking to like the specific city. Okay, right? Google loves unique content, right? So that's why I always like to incorporate that as well.
So what would be like I guess six external links I should incorporate for each location page?
Great question. So I'm gonna look up, you can use this link right here, Wikipedia.
Hmm.
You can link to that. You can go to Washington, the tourism site,
Yeah.
dc.gov is a great one.
Okay.
Just all hyper related to DC, right?
Okay.
You even go to this one, and then
So
even other ones I let. Go ahead.
no, my fault. Continue. I was going to ask. I guess just put in the city, and then grab like the first six that pop up on about the city.
Yeah, if you want to
Okay.
do that, or I even like to do Zillow DC, right? You can
Hmm.
even go to, this is a very good one too because Zillow is very high authoritative, right? Has a very high authority. You can even go to realtor.com DC, right? You can go to this. So it's yeah, I wouldn't overthink the external links as far as that goes. So,
Hmm.
mhm,
Okay.
yeah.
And then my other question was, okay, so clearly the website that I just gave you, I will make it my DC page.
Yeah.
But like I guess how would I create another location page?
Right, right. That's a great question. So it really depends, like the specifics of like how to actually do it.
Hmm.
Um, like on your software is completely up to your software because every software is different.
All
But
right.
like how to make it theoretically with like changing the words. If you optimize your page like this, like I'll show you an example with my client. We have this Sell Your House Fast in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go to one of their location pages. So I'll go to Springdale, right? What I did with Springdale, because this is a suburb city, one of the bigger suburb cities of that town, right?
Arkansas. Okay.
Yep. And so basically what I did was, it's, as you can see, it's very similar, right? Very similar, just pretty much changed out the city name, but within reason, right? I rewrote these first 3 paragraphs, right? You want to read ChatGPT these first 3 paragraphs with their own individual entities. So I simply would go to Sell My House Fast Springdale. I only do the image ones for this. Don't make it too
Hmm.
difficult. Just pull image entities from this. Go on Google, look up the keywords, pull those little words, rewrite the first 3 paragraphs. And then what you do is you're going to change out all the external links. So this is related specifically to Springdale,
Hmm.
right? So then what you're going to do is when you have the external links changed as well, You're also going to go in there and change the alt text. So this is specific to Springdale.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you're also going to do is you're going to make sure that if you don't have supporting content for that specific location page, your supporting content only needs to be linked back to your top level page, right? So say that you have another location page or like a suburb of DC, right? You don't want to link your blog pages here because that's going to your DC page specifically, and that's it. Because you need to let Google know this is what I'm trying to rank. This other location page, it's not as important to me, so I don't need supporting content right away, right? You need to let Google know this is a location page for me. You know, you need to be honest with it. So
Mm-hmm.
because it knows, but you need to make it very clear. And so then after that, you know, I would go ahead, something very little, but you change out the map embed. So then you go down here, make it location specific. And then also you change the URL title. So I go to Sell My House Fast, Springdale, Arkansas. And then I'll go in here and I'll also change the meta title. So My House Fast, Springdale, Arkansas. We buy houses
Mm-hmm.
cash, looking to sell your house fast, Springdale, right? Pretty much just change everything, change out literally the city name, rewrite the first 2 to 3 paragraph, change out your external links, make them local, localize your alt text for your images, localize your maps link. And that's roughly it. And
Mm-hmm.
you don't, and if you don't want to make supporting content for it, you don't have to. And if you do, more power to you because it's going to help you. If you make more
Mm-hmm.
supporting content for it, just
Mm-hmm.
takes a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's completely up to you. So, man, yeah, I mean, that's as far as that goes, as far as making a location page. Yeah, great question.
Um, and then obviously as a last step, you mentioned I gotta do on page first, right?
Yep.
And once I get that all like dialed in, I
Hmm.
guess what will be, I mean, you touched on it a little bit, getting like citation pages,
Yep.
um in terms of like backlinks, I guess what will be some other ways to get at least a few, you know what I mean? Besides obviously like guest blog outreach. I know it's something that you mentioned,
So you're
get those
thinking of
citation pages.
other, yep, you're talking about other types of links that besides
Yeah,
the ones that we mentioned.
yeah, that I guess rather on the easiest side to get, you know what I mean?
Right. Right, right. Because right now, obviously the easiest ones to get and the best ones, directory citations, Web 2.0s, and press releases, right? Those are going to be the easiest ones that you'll ever get.
What was what I guess what 2.0 again?
Yep. So Web 2.0, it's those websites that essentially, it's like if you were to make a free web page that says, you know, you can make a free WordPress website that says .wordpress.com, those
Mm-hmm.
free URLs, you can buy those where they're like Web 2.0s for like from like Fiverr, Upwork. People can make you
Mm-hmm.
Web 2.0 specifically, and you
Mm-hmm.
can
Mm-hmm.
write your own article, and they'll post an article on a Web 2.0, and those are the easiest, probably authoritative backlinks you can get, right?
Okay.
Besides citations, directories, and press releases. And
Mm-hmm.
and usually the Web 2.0s are do follow most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Do follow. I know we talked a little bit about it. Do follow is pretty much telling Google like, hey, this is we back this guy, like we, you know, because we are willing to transfer the power from our site to this guy. No
Mm-hmm.
follow is like basically waving, telling Google like, hey, I have nothing to do with this guy, like
Mm-hmm.
he just has a link in there, I'm not passing power. That's all that
Okay.
is. So,
Okay.
but it doesn't mean that no follow links don't matter either. They're actually
Mm-hmm.
more powerful than people think, because you got to think about it too. I mean, if you get you get a link from Yelp, Yellow Pages, and all that stuff, it's still saying a statement. You know, it's better than having zero, without a doubt. I mean, it does a lot more than people think. So,
Is there a tool where basically, obviously, okay, so I'm looking at SEO quick, right? If I
mhm,
go to keyword density,
yep,
is there a tool that I can compare a competitor's website to my website and tell that tool, like, listen, um, optimize the keywords similar to that website. You know what I mean? Or
yeah.
do I have to
So
do it manually, like myself?
it's your great question. So SEMrush. actually does a very good job of this. And even SEO Quake has a version of this as well. Compare
Uh-huh.
URLs or domains, right? So we can
Okay.
have I can compare yours right now to this. Check this out. You can do this in SEO Quake, but you can also do it in SEMrush. Process URLs.
Mm.
So
Go
you'll go
ahead.
in here, Google index, Bing index. So you can just
Yeah.
see a lot of these backlinks,
Mm.
all this stuff, whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
you can go that's kind of just comparing of what it is. It's not a
Okay.
huge issue, but here, so then the best one though is SEMrush. You can go in
Mm.
here, keyword gap. So I'm gonna do yours, this guy. Basically, these are
Mm.
all the keywords that you're ranking for and where this guy position wise is ranking for. Sell my house fast for cash in Baltimore County.
Mm.
We'll even do this. We'll even go top to bottom. Yep. So he's ranking for Baltimore. We buy houses. Sell my house, Baltimore. Sell my house fast. So this telling is where he's ranking at in keyword gap. And so then as far as let's see here. Getting traffic insights. The best way, man, is honestly just showing like you can use SEMrush, but it's something that you can just see with this stuff, just kind of having to go through and being like, okay, this is what I would change. SEO Quake would be do well for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because here, let's even try this. Yeah, I mean it's very self-explanatory, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean as far as that stuff goes, it's just a matter of all you literally need to do is keep track of your keyword density, pull
Mm-hmm.
all the entities and LSI keywords you can, and make sure you have a little bit more than your competitor. That's all. That's literally all you need to know for that. So
I'm gonna work on it this weekend.
sweet. I love it, man. I love it. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it when you're all finished up. I know it's going to take a bit, so I'm not expecting you to get it done in one night.
Yeah. No, no.
But
I mean, it's a good thing that it's recorded. So I'm gonna obviously go through the recording, and I'm gonna just
oh,
do
of
like
course.
step by step, like you
Mhm.
just you
Yep.
just told me.
I know I did it super fast. But that's why I record it. That way we're good to go, man. We're good to go. But any final questions? I know we got about 4 minutes left here. Any final
N-
questions you got?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, let's see. Okay, I guess one of my questions that will be if I just do what we just went over, right?
Hmm.
What's the problem? I guess where would it put me ranking wise, realistically? Page
Well,
five, six.
that's the $1 million question. It's the
Yeah, no, I
million
got
dollar
you.
question, right? And it's a valid question. No, it's a valid question, but it's the $1 million one.
Yeah.
Um, right away, if once you launch it and your on page is perfect, you have you're adding some backlinks, doing that. I would expect it to be at least anywhere from that fifth, sixth, seventh page
Mm,
roughly,
okay.
just
Okay.
because that's where it's going to start. That's where all
Hmm.
websites that are on the come up, that's where they start. And
Hmm.
so, but expect it, if you're doing everything properly, it should be seeing just little by little increasing every once in a while. And then from what I've seen from a lot of my successful sites that I've had, they'll jump up to like the first page. I'm like, oh my God. And then it'll drop back
Hmm.
down. And then it'll jump back
Hmm.
up, drop back down. And it's just because Google's trying to understand it. They're like, what the hell's going on
Hmm.
with this site? Like, what's going
Hmm.
that even when I see a big drop, that's like for me, that's a big sign in the late end. So you hit that once you hit that first page for the first time and then you see another drop and stuff, that's when I'm like, okay, we keep adding more backlinks, we're gonna get there, right?
Okay.
That's where I'm at that point. Is I'm like, okay, we're almost there. So whenever if you see sudden decreases day by day, because Google changes every day, so
Hmm.
I would not be startled. I would not be startled.
So it's because I'm gonna be honest with you, like
Hmm.
since like the last time we talked, I was just like YouTubing how to get backlinks. You know what I mean? That's
Right,
all I
right.
did. You know
That's
what I
what I
mean?
did
I'll be
too.
honest.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I did
So
too. That's what I did too. But it's something where, like I said, on page is what they're not willing to tell you, what the gurus aren't willing to tell you, is what actually requires you to rank, because they want you to use them to run your they want you to
Mm,
take their course, do whatever,
mm,
right?
mm.
But that's where all those gurus are doing. But they know in their back of their head that on page is everything. So
Okay. So
it's everything.
start with on page and then take them there.
Yeah, 100%,
All right.
100%. Saying from
I'm ex-
all experience. So
I'm gonna get to work this weekend. So
I love it, man. I love it, man. Well, I'm gonna send you this recording. It's gonna take a while to download. I'll send
that's
you this
fine.
recording, and once I do get it, but yeah, man, I'm excited to see what the site looks like after you're done. But man, yeah, if you have any questions, you got my number, brother. So
Okay. No, I appreciate you, man.
yeah, I appreciate you too, man. Let me know if you need anything.
All right. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Bye.